Hey, this is Josh from Fog of War, and you're listening to Poppitt's Corner.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to. I'm stoked to be doing one of these once again with my good brethren of the scene for a couple of years now, Mr. Shannon Frye of Avenger of Blood, and we have decided to tackle the comparing the classics. Right, we're gonna compare AC/DC's Back in Black versus Highway to Hell. Again, 10 songs on each. So we'll compare the two and see which ones that we like more of or less of, and we'll just figure it out from there. But before we get started with that, Shannon, how you been, man? Thanks for coming back on and hanging with me and going through this shit. So,
yeah, I've been good, man. Everything's on the fly. Nothing to complain about.
Absolutely, my brother. So, but before we get started, I hope you don't mind. I want to show off a few things that I did get in today, and I'm just really excited to have it. You know, like there's nothing, more of a greater feeling when you get not just like a couple albums under your belt here, but to have your first one be on vinyl, almost 10 years later it's a really strange and kind of like almost. How do I explain it? Like it was well worth it to wait this long to have it, and I'm really extremely grateful for it. There's something, I don't know, I can't really describe the feeling of it, but I wanted to show it to you specifically because I do know you're a fan of this era of the band and this record. So if you don't mind, I'd like to just get on with it or whatever. But so obviously, what I'm talking about is the Maleficent album, right? There's the brand new album cover. It's been kind of it's been redone. The logo pops out a little bit more on both the top and the bottom. Right, you open it up, boom, right, nice little back there. And dude, this is a 16-page booklet or 12-page. I think it's 12 or 16 page. Anyway, I digress. But there's a cover. All right, there you go. Look at that, boom, yeah, boom. Love it. And then lyrics and whatnot. So, and then I love the disc face. I don't know what it is about that'd be a cool concept, like our favorite disc faces on CDs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there it is. There's the vinyl there. It's as big as my forehead there. Right.
Nice.
But so go through it. Boom. And obviously, I mean, look at that. I don't know what I was thinking with the Freely fucking jacket there, but I wore it. So there you go. The open shirt. No fucks given, right? There you go. And then I don't know if you're a fan of these, but I specifically am. The photo collages and whatnot are just really, really cool. So dig that. Lyrics and whatnot. And yeah, so I'm just really thoroughly excited. You can go pick those up at nolifetillmetalrecords.com or rocksproductions.com. And there's only a few left. So I highly recommend everybody go check it out and pick one up before they are no longer available to the public. So there you go. But thanks for letting me do that. I appreciate it. So
all good.
So anyway, let's get started here, man. So
all right.
Why don't you? Who do you want to handle, or what album do you want to handle? Do you want to handle Highway or Back?
Yeah, I'll handle Highway, and you handle Back in Black.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So when did you specifically, before we get started, when did you specifically hear these specific albums in question?
I would have to say 1985.
Okay.
When I came into both of them. So, yeah.
And how did you discover them, if you don't mind me asking? Did your uncle give them to you? Did your dad?
Well, first off, I heard it on KNAC, right? And then I went and bought them. And so, yeah.
Okay.
Listening to them on the CD, on the tape player, rather.
And which one had a bigger impact on you?
Back in Black had a way bigger impact. Although the first one I heard was way early on that my uncle played for me. This is how I got into ACDC. Is he had the Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap album. So we drive around the town and he was jamming it out, and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then I moved to California from North Dakota, and that's where I heard these two albums then. And
Yeah,
I've liked them ever since.
They got you here safely and what is it? You got here really fast and safely here, so that's good.
Yeah.
Now,
How about you? How did you get into it?
well, so I didn't. Okay, so one of the first rock albums I ever got, it was like Ted Nugent's Cat Scratch Fever, AC/DC's Back in Black. That was like the two that I specifically remember getting and just being obsessed, like obsessed with it. I don't know what it was about it. I mean, obviously the thing we disclosed, earlier behind the scenes that this specific album in question has sold 50 million albums,
Right.
So obviously the quality is there and it spoke to a lot of people and still does. But yeah, I love it. I loved it then and I still love it now. It's just one of those albums that's just timeless for me. And with Highway to Hell, I didn't discover it until years later with when I was watching Little Nicky and they had the title track Highway to Hell in the actual movie, and then I discovered the albums. And again, I want to preference this to everybody listening and watching here, and I don't know if Shannon feels the same way, but I love both these albums the same. There might be a little bit bias on the AC/DC Back in Black just because of the nostalgia for me, because I discovered it way earlier. But I love both of these albums, and just AC/DC in general. I just think they're like one of those bands that just, I don't know. I can listen to them at any time. It's timeless for me. But what are your thoughts, dude?
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. But I do remember being like absolutely hooked on Who Made Who. That I remember that. That was big. And
That was way later, if I'm not mistaken, right?
And that was on the soundtrack to that movie. I don't even remember the name of the movie right now.
There you go. But so let's get started, man.
Sure.
I want you to go first though, since you're tackling Highway, since it came first.
Okay, so first on that list is Highway to Hell
versus Hell's Bells. So the two songs about hell, which one do you go with, dude?
I'm going with Highway to Hell.
Okay.
It's a bigger rocker to me. Sticks in the soul a little more.
Okay. So you're going Highway. I am going Back in Black. I'm going Hell's Bells. One of my one of the best opening tracks in my opinion ever. The bell tolls, it sets up the mood, the fucking riff, dude. And when the drums come in and just kicks your face in, I'm like, it was over. That's literally how I discovered AC/DC. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then it just kicked in and I was sold. So definitely got to go Hell's Bells. So
right on. All right. Second up then is The Girls Got Rhythm.
And then obviously Shoot to Thrill. Which one do you go with?
This time I'm going to have to still go with the Highway to Hell and say Girls Got Rhythm, because that song rocks. It's very rhythmic. Yeah, right. Man. There's just the riff, the guitar tone is in that song particularly kind of sticks out to me.
Nothing wrong, dude. There's nothing wrong with either or. You know I'm going Shoot to Thrill though. One of the greatest fucking AC/DC songs in my opinion. It's probably my favorite of their whole catalog was Shoot to Thrill always. I never understood why. Maybe because the rhythm set the middle section and Malcolm Young's just tight rhythm guitar. I can't even explain it. If you go back and watch the live videos, I mean, that guy's picking hand is just unbelievable.
Yes.
And he just stands there. He's like doing some of that shit. And You know, I'm like, how is this guy doing this? And he's like, he wasn't young then either, quote unquote, right? No pun intended. But um, I mean, dude, yeah, gotta go with Shoot to Thrill. So, and Brian Johnson's voice, we should mention the vocalists on this,
Oh, yeah.
obviously on the albums too. Very different stylistically. Would you agree?
I very much agree.
Between
He had the more, Bon Scott had that more bar rock, that bar sound, and there was a certain feeling about that, where Brian Johnson is just screaming his head off. So,
I
yeah.
I love Bon Scott. He's one of my favorite vocalists ever, but Brian Johnson is up there too. So it's hard to pick between them, and I guess I don't have to. So, it is right. So we can enjoy both kind of versions. But okay, what do you go next, dude?
All right. Walk All Over You.
Versus what do you do for money, honey?
Okay. Well, this time I'm going the Back in Black route and say, what do you do for money, honey?
Interesting.
Man, when I heard that song the first time, man, I was floored. That song just, yeah, man. It gives you goosebumps. It's one of those, you know. I also like I don't know, it's just an overall better song. I can't dig too deep into this one because it's just an overall better song to me, in my opinion.
Okay. I'm definitely going with Highway on this one. Walk All Over You. The I guess the space in between where the intro is and the drums and the when the riff kicks in is just makes me want to just fucking rage. So got to go with Highway on this one. Interesting that we're going like flip flopping on all of them so far.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Alrighty. What's track 4 on
Track 4 is
Highway?
Touch Too Much.
Versus Giving the Dog a Bone. Which one do you go with?
This one's a little tougher. I think I'm going to go with Giving the Dog a Bone.
Okay.
But they're both kind of the same. They have this kind of the same feeling in the music. They have the same. It's kind of the same feel, I guess.
And
I'm gonna go. I'm
Okay.
gonna go Giving the Dog a Bone.
Very nice. Nothing wrong with either choice here. I gotta go Touch Too Much. Just, love it. Everything. It's a good rockin' fucking tune, and the opening riff rules. So there you go. All right, now track 5, buddy. What do you got?
Track 5, Beating Around the Bush.
This is gonna be tough because I love both these songs. Track 5 is "Let Me Put My Love Into You." Obviously a dick reference, but it is. It's the most clear cut of a dick reference.
Right. But I'm gonna have to say that one. Let me put my love into you.
Let me cut your cake with my knife.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm agreeing with you. I'm going with "Let Me Put My Love Into You." The way that Brian Johnson delivers the vocals on this particular track, I just always just found it so. It's like one of those you can put it on in the car and just like kind of cruise with it. And you wish it never stopped. It's just one of those tracks for me. But I don't. How do you feel about it?
Yeah. Same, man. It's just a driving song. And the chorus sticks in your head just a little more, I think.
And I think the way he delivered it too, man, was just there's just something about it. You know what I mean? Like he reaches for the highs on it and just really drives that song home for me.
Yeah.
It's the vocals for sure on that specific track alone.
Right.
That gives it the extra push for me.
Oh, yeah.
So,
all right. Coming up next is Shot Down in Flames.
Versus the title track, Back in Black.
Yes, and this is very hard. But I'm going to have to say Back in Black. I do love Shot Down in Flames, though. But Back in Black, man, when you hear that, everybody knows that that first riff, that first note, that first chord, you know it. You know it. It's stuck in your head.
Well, it's still played on classic rock radio till this day, you know.
Yeah, but what's ironic about that, even that you say that, it's still you don't get sick of it. At least I don't get sick of it. I can still listen to it all the time.
There's only one AC/DC song that I always get sick and tired of listening to, and it's actually on, one of these albums. So we'll get into it when we mention it. But I'm surprised you didn't go with "Shot Down in Flames." That to me is one of my favorite AC/DC songs ever too. So obviously I'm going "Shot Down in Flames" over the title track. Just again the riff, the
Right,
driving, just
right,
hooky fucking shit that you want from AC/DC rules. So
right. All right. Next is "Get It Hot."
ooh. Okay, and remember the song that I said, I this is the only AC/DC song I get sick and tired of. That would be this track. This is "You Shook Me All Night Long." This is one AC/DC song that I just can't get into like the rest of the folks here. So I'm gonna say my pick first, and then I'll let you branch off of that. And I'm going with the "Highway to Hell" track, man.
Get It Hot.
Get
Okay.
it hot.
I'm gonna have to say "You Shook Me All Night Long."
You motherfucker. All right, why?
Man, well, that one was such a huge hit at the time, and it's still like such a huge hit. And to me, it's another one of those I don't get sick of hearing it. Where you do, I don't. And
Oh,
man, it's just a good rocking tune. You
and
listen to it, you know exactly it's about a hot girl, man.
to
There you
be fair though,
go.
to be fair, the song is like twice as long almost to get it hot or whatever. I think "Get It Hot's" like a 2-minute jam, so that one's over in a quickie.
Right.
So yeah, good. I'm really surprised at your picks right now. I thought, man, okay, cool. What's next, boss?
Okay, so if you want blood, you've got it.
Have a drink on me. Oh, I'm gonna let you pick, dude. Which one?
Have a drink on me.
Oh, and what was
Man,
this is hard. What was if you want blood? Is that
if you want blood.
yeah, I gotta go.
It is hard. It is hard. I ain't gonna lie, but
All
have a
right,
drink on me, man. Sitting down on the fence post. Oh yeah, have a drink.
dude. This might be the hardest choice on the album, on both of these albums for specifically me. If you want blood, you
You
got it.
got it.
Fucking
Right.
awesome.
But have a drink. Right. Oh.
Right, and I kind of I like AC/DC's hits, and I also like the deeper cuts. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Just like, and Bon Scott era has more deeper cuts. I always felt, at least the ones that I loved listening to. A lot of Bon Scott era stuff, or not Bon Scott, Brian Johnson era stuff. Most of it comes from Back in Black. Most of the stuff they play on the classic rock radio is from Back in Black or Thunderstruck or um, For Those About to Rock. Those are
Mm.
like literally the only AC/DC songs from that specific era that you'll hear. So I don't know. I just like the deeper cuts again. But what's next, boss? What's next?
So all right, we're at number 9. Love Hungry Man.
Ooh, Shake a Leg. Which one?
Shake a leg.
Yeah, same here.
That
Probably my
riff, man. The
yeah.
riff, the vocals, the vocal line. Yeah, man.
Well, I just don't think "Love Hungry Man" is a good song.
Yeah,
It's really
I'm
kind of
agree.
drawn out. Really, just like it's like the skippable track for me on Highway.
Yeah,
If,
it's
if I
not
had to
really
pick
a not a very memorable song. I
no,
mean, to a point, yeah, but it doesn't stick in your head after you hear it like the other one would, Shake a Leg, you know.
again the riff. All I'm saying. All right, so the final closing track, right? This was
Yeah.
so a fun fact about give me the track from Highway.
Night Prowler.
Right. So this particular track, it was the last ever Bon Scott track that he actually recorded, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the last line that he ever recorded was "Nanu Nanu," like from Mork and Mindy. So at the end of the track, it says "Nanu Nanu."
Right.
So just some fun facts for you, and then Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution is the closing track on Back in Black. So which one do you take?
This one's super hard.
And they're both slower jams. We should mention this
Yeah.
too. I'm sure most of us know this, but both are kind of slower. And it's interesting that they ended with slower pieces of, you know what I mean? They didn't end with just a big, like,
Big bombastic blast to the face, wanting you more.
Yeah.
Wait till the next album. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Well, I think I'm gonna have to say Night Prowler. I don't know, man. It's just something about that song. It just and the oh man, I don't know, but I think it's a little stronger of a song. You can't really dig deep into this one because they're so hard. It's the same thing. You could say it's the riff. Yeah, it's the riff. Like the riff is awesome. The solos are like awesome. The the delivery in both of them are awesome.
Can we also mention though, like how crucial the bass and drums are to AC/DC? I mean, Phil Rudd's drumming techniques. I mean, even though it sounds simple and he's probably doing it for hours, the guy, there's not many drummers that do it so well. Because everyone wants to be all flashy, and a lot of drummers forget that you just play the fucking song.
Right.
I'm
just
sure
keep
all of
it
us
simple.
but I'm sure all of us have had to deal with that in bands at one point in time. Just tell the drummer, tone it back a little bit. Play for the song, right? Not for the ego. And Phil Rudd does that the best, in my opinion. I mean, can't get much better.
Yeah.
And of course, Cliff Williams.
Right. The guy's solid.
The guy's just locked in the pocket with Malcolm and the rest of the guys. So yeah. I'm choosing Night Prowler as well. Another fun fact, I think this was Richard Ramirez's favorite song, and they named the Night Stalker after this jam. I know it's kind of a little morbid, but it's another fun fact that I think people should know. You want to tally it up and see what we came up with?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, I'm gonna go with you first. So you chose 3 songs from Highway. The rest is Back in Black. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at this because I thought I would have more Back in Black tracks than you, but it looks like you beat me on this. So I have 4 Back in Black, 6 from Highway.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So, well, let's end it there. And Shannon, I really appreciate you giving me a couple minutes of your time to do this, and we'll definitely do. We'll pick 2 albums for next time, and get you back on and do it. So,
well, yeah, let's do that.
Absolutely.
I look forward to it. It was a good time.
Absolutely, man. And another edition of comparing the classics on Poppitt's Corner. We're out of here, guys. Cheers.
All right, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? And you know what else is a lot of fun? The CMS Podcast Network. That's right. CMSPN.com is the address. Make sure you go over there. Make sure you watch the episodes there. You listen to the episodes there. And maybe you even just subscribe so it's delivered to your phone, to whatever podcasting software you use. But do it from CMSPN.com. Once again, CMSPN.com, CMSPN.com, CMSPN.com. We'll see you next time, fucks.